Welcome to the Trinitecast. This is episode numero 114, Tio. What is 114 in Spanish?
I know. The only time I passed Spanish was for the final exam. CSEC.
I stopped Spanish and formed
I wish I could. Our language is mandatory.
20-something.
No, but for real was when I was 114 in Spanish. Okay, that's not.
Hey Siri,
Okay, Google.
what
is
did you say
114 in Spanish?
In Spanish, 114.
Ciento catorce. Okay, cool.
114.
Right. Yeah. I knew that. Did not know that at all. The fact that you have your Siri answering out loud, that is like a scary thing. It's a recipe for embarrassment.
Why?
Because like it could trip off Siri and it'll just say things all randomly or whatnot. I turned that off.
Well, it's trained to your voice. So unless
So
voice.
when you say okay Google, it just shows text on the screen. You don't
correct.
hear it.
Yep. Yeah.
And
I just read it. Why I need to hear it for?
Well, I use it to find my phone. If I can't find my phone, I will just shout "Okay Google" into the wind, and I'll see where it is.
Well, no. Well, you can say "Okay Google, find my phone," and it will play a sound.
Well, yeah.
So okay, it's because I'm a teacher. My phone just born on silent. It just never have a ringtone on, never have anything. No noise has ever come from my phone. Because I just can't afford for it to be in a class, and and my phone is the offending phone because the students will never let you hear the end of it.
So you're the same guy that all into robotics and you got a robotic dog and the humanoid robots and things. So if you have, if, let me say, sometime in the future you got a humanoid robot,
he will be silent.
You talk to it, it's gonna display text on the screen on the face.
He's going to do what he's supposed to do. I don't want to. I don't need
talking to you. Responding.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. I've come to realize I do not want to interact with a computer via voice. It is not. What should I say? It's not appealing to me in any form or fashion to hear a response from a computer voice wise.
Like my ChatGPT, sometimes I talk to it. And
and I understand what I'm saying is there is no appeal for me to do it because I just like to read.
When it sometimes when I'm driving, I'll just put it on, ask something, and let it talk, and then I will respond, and then I will talk again. I'll refine like that.
What use case I have where I need to have a conversation with ChatGPT while I drive in? While I drive in, I'm so looking forward to listening to the next episode of my podcast. I just be like, podcasts will just be running normal. I don't think so. It's not a knock against anybody who's talk to them, but I'll read the answer easily. Like how I just do it just then I read it. That was just perfectly natural for me. I didn't even expect it to talk back.
Now, when I drive in, I like to think a lot. Thinking is a question. Hey, what about this?
Okay, that's true. But no. I'm still trying to figure it out because I did ask ChatGPT some questions already. But remember, I have ChatGPT as a WhatsApp contact.
Yeah.
So I just use voice to text. And it'll transcribe the words I say as a message and send the message and I get it back. And then, did I read it? I think I read it, Yeah. I read it by red light. Don't tell anybody that. So, yeah. All right. Yeah, for sure. What did I do this week that was techie? I do something real complicated. I can't remember what it is I fixed, but I did something that was pretty complicated to get it fixed. What's the thing I do, boy? Oh, something for a client. Yeah, something for a client. They asked for something that was very outlandish. And I was very happy that I figured it out. And also, yes, there's something in school that I was trying to figure out for a while now with respect to our report card system that I built. So I built the report card system and teachers was asking for a particular feature. But it built on Google Sheets. So I had to use Google Script, which is basically JavaScript, but with Google painting over it. And I just didn't have the time to try to remember how to do JavaScript and write over this thing. So yeah, me and ChatGPT sit down for a few hours. And not ChatGPT, it was Gemini. I used Gemini because I get Gemini 2.5 Pro. And I was like, okay, let me see what I could do. And me and Gemini had a very, very, very long conversation. I reached to the point where I reached about 15 prompts in. So I start with the first prompt, refine, ask questions, refine again, refine some more, try it, realize it didn't work, talk back, and me and Gemini talk. And then I solve it, boy. And I was like, no longer I get this feeling of utter dominance over our system. Like, I built that, it's working, and I was telling everybody work and nobody understood. I was like, you know what? All it okay. I go down and talk to some people this weekend. They'll be like, yeah, you did that. Yeah. It was basically to highlight some cells automatically.
Nice.
I mean, like at this point, this pre-show is about AI. But I mean, at this point, I can't see myself, but at this point, I think if you're not using AI right now, you're missing out. And not just missing out, you're probably gonna be left behind by the people that are using AI to more or less be more efficient, maximize the time, and be more productive. I was talking to a few people, and there's a lot of people that they even aware of what they're missing out on. They're still in the bubble how much years ago and skeptical about it on the fence.
Good for them. Good for them. It will hit them eventually. I kind of reached to the point where I just have so much things I want to try that I have to figure out which one of them are good and use AI to help me with. Because it will take time. It's projects that would take like 6 months that I go and try and do in like 3 weeks.
Yep.
Things like that. That's the kind of mindset I have right now with respect to that AI. Which one of those projects I will most likely get through with if I use AI to get it done within 3 weeks. That's very rich. That's very rich. Which is a good thing. Kinda. I still want to get the dog though. I had a dream about the dog patrolling the house and it had a flamethrower. And somebody come by the gate and wanted to come inside and it shot flames that.
Yo, you wanna get charged? the Tano laws for that.
No, Tano laws, it's Tano regulation. What I can tell you? You have a computer. There are laws for computers. Alright, yeah, so today what we're talking about, episode 114. Visa and AI equals spend more. Visa is going to try to implement AI to create some APIs for businesses to use so that they will be able to get you to spend money faster, because if there's one person who knows how much money you spend on stuff, it's Visa, because they have to process the payment. PayQual is a app that we have again that is finance, remittance, money transfer. I'm gonna act like I want to talk about it, but I don't want to talk about it. But we'll have to talk about it because it's technology from Trinidad and Tobago, right? And Grok was set up by somebody, some employee set up Grok to make South Africa look very racial. or some kind of drama like that. We'll get to the article. But that's what we're going to talk about today. So let's let's go into the first
Well,
one.
you probably made it this far in the podcast. That means you probably like technology a lot and like to at least hear us talk about technology. And that also means you may know somebody or somebody who knows somebody or somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who wants a website built or an app built or some sort of technology integrated in their business. If you want to help them out, you could send them to Make It Simple TT, send them to us. And we have business services that range from building websites to building apps to invoicing systems to ensuring that technology is used in your company, to installation of routers, buying things online. So you could check us out, 308-8799. You could check our services out. Or you could go to makeitsimplett.com and see some of the things that we've done. And maybe give a recommendation to our website built or something like that.
You have any card other than a Visa card?
You have a MasterCard.
You have a MasterCard? Okay.
Mm-mm.
Michaela, just Visa. Yeah, somebody asked me the other day, what's the most prominent card? And I told them that it's Visa. But then I started to think about it. Maybe I'm in a bubble. I don't know. But as far as I know, Visa is like the most widespread one. And MasterCard is just like a fast second.
I
only know about Visa cards.
I like 3 MasterCard. 4.
I mean, technically I have a MasterCard, but there's only Visa I have. Yeah. Gosh, boy. Alright, let me go. AI is transforming how we shop and pay. Visa is bringing the Powers Network to decades-long expertise to bring trust and security to AI-driven commerce. Introduced today by the Visa Global Product Group, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so what they're trying to use is AI to help people browse, select, purchase, and manage on their behalf. And technically, if we scroll down a little further, here's what they're going to offer. They're going to offer AI-ready cards, which will replace the card details with tokenized digital credentials, enhancing security, and they would have this sort of thing with an agent, and then the agent will be instructed by the user on what to do. But that's the weird part. Here's the easy one to talk about. The consumer is in control. Consumers share basic spend and purchase insights with their consent and improve agent performance and personalized shopping recommendations. And they will allow customers to easily set spending limits and conditions, providing clear guidelines for agent transactions. Commerce signals are shared. So you're going to have this agent that's going to be like looking for stuff on your behalf. And the reason it could look for stuff on your behalf is because it knows how you're going to spend your money. But it providing an API to the platform or the partner, so like the Amazon, and it will start to buy on your behalf. Not buy on your behalf,
but
but
a real diabolical company. Well, okay. This could potentially be diabolical because let me say you're using credit cards have a real high interest, and then you're going to make it 100 times easier to just spend money and go into debt.
no, okay. No, wait. I'm still trying to wrap my head around the article, right?
Yeah.
What this agent going to do is an AI agent that knows how you spend money? That's what you're getting from the article?
That's right. From what you were saying, right.
Like I read it, kind of read it in a cursory way before,
Okay.
thinking I understood, but now I don't think I understand. It's
Alright, so the part where they allow you to easily set spending limits, that's a good thing. Right? And then they want to say providing clear guidelines for transactions. So that's a good thing. Set spending limits and allow you to create virtual cards with a specific spending limit. I see things like that already. that on some of my accounts. That's a good thing. Right?
What the AI doing? Is the AI being controlled
So-
by Visa or the AI being controlled by the seller who you're allowed to use the Visa? I don't know.
Okay, I'll probably take back what I said. It seemed like the city, the consumer is in control, and then they give you some of the features that AI would facilitate.
It have this sentence that said, Visa Intelligent Commerce brings a suite of integrated APIs and a commercial partner program to AI platforms, enabling developers to deploy Visa AI's commerce capabilities securely and at scale. But, okay, there are two things I see in here. If you're giving an API to a company, let's say the easiest thing that we can think about is Amazon. Amazon is going to put the API in, and Visa is going to supply that API with some sort of trends or some sort of thing that they figure out based on all the things that you bought. So whether or not you bought it from Amazon, Amazon now will be able to talk to your Visa AI to give you better recommendations because your Visa AI saw you spend money on Amazon, but they also saw you spend money on eBay. They also saw you spend money on flowers.com. They also saw you spend money on roblox.com. And now the AI from Visa will talk back to Amazon via the API and say, yeah, this is what this person like to buy, so therefore give them better recommendations. Don't give them recommendations based on only what they purchase on Amazon.
I don't think it's just recommendations. If you look at the third paragraph, it said, Visa Intelligent Commerce agents can find, shop, and buy for customers based on their selected preference. And then you touched on set limits and tabs.
That's someone weird. I don't want somebody to go and shop on my behalf.
That what I said is that is like a diabolical thing. You're going to make it easier for people to go into debt using, like, hey, you buy these things in the past and whatever. Not like, no way you go and have a subscription and you might forget about it and, it just keep coming out every month and you're probably paying attention to it. So, like we say, 2 months, you spend a certain amount of money. Let's say 3 months or 4 months, you spend a certain amount of money on certain things and you set this thing up and you forget or whatever. But then, as things has happened, you have a 2 or 3 month period where finances not too good. We had this running in the background, just putting you into debt, and you might catch it late or something like that. The whole part where they say, yeah, you could help it.
Okay. Now this game, now I understand how it is very scary. Because the intelligence that we trying to get out of it is that it's intelligent enough to shop on my behalf and I trust it to do that. So it's like me, give you my card, and I tell you, go to the grocery for me, you know what our custom buying. And then you, because I trust you, will go to the grocery and for the most part, you will buy everything that I normally need and bring it back home. Nope. Okay, sorry. I can't say no because AI is advancing pretty quickly.
I would say no.
Yeah, but if you trust in ChatGPT to have a conversation while you're driving, very soon.
There are different things. Is he spending money? Nope. I want to be the finals. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, but if somebody have a grocery service, Michaela, hear me out. If you create a grocery service, and every month I using my Visa card to buy things in the grocery every single month. Over a certain amount of months, Visa knows exactly where I was buying the grocery and the frequency that I was buying it at. So I don't buy milk every month. Every other month I was buying milk. Every other month I was buying dog food. Every month I was buying macaroni or whatnot. you know how much deals they normally have. If you create a grocery service and you tell me integrated Visa API, and you will deliver my groceries based on how I normally purchase stuff, I think our AI will be able to use that data smart enough. What do you think? I think so.
Yeah, I think they would. I personally wouldn't use it though, because this just sounds like a data privacy nightmare. That's what it sounds like.
Here we reached the data privacy. It had nothing like data privacy again, Michaela. Nobody.
It sounds like a data privacy nightmare.
No, they know already. It's in a database.
Technically.
They just how to use it.
Technically, isn't that similar? Well, not the buying part, but the collecting user trends. Isn't that technically what they do regardless right now? Because if you make a transaction that's quote unquote not normal for you, your bank will
get flagged. Yeah.
So it's just this with extra steps and extra exposure to.
All right, it's workable by Hakim, but it's workable. It may not be. It's
you seen what I shared?
Yeah, sure. Let me see what you shared.
Right, so I asked it to more or less summarize the article, and I was like, is Visa saying that AI will be able to purchase items on the customer's behalf? ChatGPT said, yes, Visa is indeed introducing a system where AI agents can make purchases on behalf of customers through its new initiative, Visa Intelligent Commerce. To empower AI agents to not only recommend products but also complete transactions securely and seamlessly.
Yeah, okay. Hear me out. If I have an AI assistant that I could trust to help me with coding, and I could write code, and I could trust that, okay, the code that you generate, I am willing to copy and paste it and put it inside here and have a very strong possibility that it will work. And in most cases, it may work. I just may not understand exactly. This assistant is going to shop for me. And I have no problem, at least for the grocery, buy my groceries for me. That's an easy thing for AI to do. It is
an easy thing for AI to do. And it will help people out.
Yeah, it's not rocket science to check my purchase history for the past 2 years for my Visa card, and the grocery that I shop at, integrate with our system, and then they be like, okay, just buy his groceries for him because we know what he's going to buy. That's not rocket science. The shopping online for like clothes and all them kind of things, okay, that is well get iffy because everybody doesn't shop online all willy-nilly. People are spending real time choosing things. But where there are things that have definite patterns, I can't see it being any sort of difficulty for AI to recommend. Or at least, okay, let me say month end coming up, and I get a message from the Visa intelligence system. Here's a grocery list for this month. Is there anything that we're missing? And I like, yeah, that looks like about it. Go and buy everything from her and have them deliver it.
I don't mind that. Yeah.
That will be easy.
As long as you can verify the purchase before it takes place, yeah.
There's no verification and doing it for you automatically.
Nah, they must have something inside there where you have the ability to do it. But the thing is, the ability to do it automatically will be the goal. And I would love that goal if my groceries just come and get delivered to me because it knows what I want. Because historically speaking, that's what the data there for. The data that you're feeding it is your purchase history.
You okay with having a grocery subscription?
Yes, fully. If I don't have to go in the grocery ever again, yeah. The only problem is the price.
That's kind of what it is. And not just grocery, but all your retail goods that you purchase online from different places. More or less, you're going to have a subscription. Well, the AI would more or less put that. That's what I'm talking about. The whole subscription creep that we have now, where you just sign up for stuff, you forget about it, and you keep paying that money. Like for me, I don't know, I'm real particular when it comes to spending and budgeting. I like to know exactly every time what I'm spending on. So I would want to see every single time what I'm spending on and how much and whatever. I don't know.
I
I'm okay with
understand.
coding and whatever, but when it comes to automatically going and spend money.
Because
I'm
it
still
have
saying about the ethics about it, but I'll let you finish first before I get to that point. I have a specific reason.
okay. Amazoners do that for me. There's a time I bought some sort of toner. I was buying toner for printers. Because I can't get the toner in Trinidad, right? And almost like every 3 months I was buying toner for school. Amazoners just be like, would you like to make this a regular thing? And I was like, nah, Amazon, I don't want to make it a regular thing because I don't know if I go in and have to actually be buying it every 3 months. It just seems like I'm buying it every 3 months for now. But I was glad that Amazon realized and was like, yeah, you want to create a subscription, you'll get cheaper if you do that. And I was toying with it. But the fact is I don't buy it every 3 months. But at that point in time, I was buying it every 3 months with them. So that sort of intuitiveness and ingenuity at least give me a chance to say yes or no. So if I enable it and you say, well, we notice every September you buy new shirts. Is it because you go to work, because you're a teacher, because you go to school and every September you need to get new shirts? I would love if you come and be like, hey, here are the deals that we saw on shirts. We know that we most likely are going to buy shirts because historically this is what you do. These are the shirts.
So
You want to buy it,
you know,
yeah.
is the reason why I have an issue with it too. It's different with Amazon. Amazon is the retailer. Amazon is not the one processing the payments and going to benefit if you go into debt. Visa, on the other hand, does benefit hugely. The more people spend and the more they put on a credit card and the more debt they put, the more they pay off the balance and whatever. So they will keep racking up this thing. Right? They'll keep racking up this thing whether or not you carrying a balance, whether or not you have interest on your card. You know? Well, potentially. Right? So the thing we're getting at is that if it is just the retailer doing it, okay, but you know, the credit card processor and they're going to hugely benefit from putting you into debt by carrying on this automatic purchasing.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Michaela. What was going to say?
Yeah, but I kind of, my internet kind of cut off while you was making your point about the deals. But circling back to that, my concern is advertisers as well. Them selling that information to advertisers to promote price gouging. So if they know that you buy printer toner every 3 months, yes, they'll show you deals on printer toner, but they'll deliberately inflate the price for you, but they'll give me a cheaper price. So that's my concern.
That is concerning, but Amazon doing that, yes, no.
Yes, so why we enabling it
yes,
some
no.
more? Why we enabling it more?
That the FCC job to sort out. Like, we as consumers, the most that we could do is go to the regulatory bodies and tell them to stop that. But that in the world of economics and finance, you cannot stop price gouging. It's just a part of how business works because everybody will always have plausible deniability about their price, setting their prices, always.
Yeah.
And you can't tell them that they price gouge or they didn't price gouge. It's real hard to prove.
I mean, we know that about plane tickets. So if you search for a specific flight continuously, they'll continuously increase the price as opposed to somebody who search for the ones.
Correct.
So that's my fear with that. So, and it will profit. Yes, it'll be convenient for persons because they don't have to put in the effort to go buy the items, but it'll like you said, it'll benefit the credit card companies because they will be. Visa is the one who's hosting this system, so they're benefiting. I'm sure they're getting a commission off of it. So they will encourage advertisers to adjust the prices according to your spending habits, a mess. But I like the concept though. I just don't trust big companies to care about the consumers.
I will accept that. I will
Yeah.
accept the not trusting big companies to care about the consumers because in the end, they're trying to make money. But what I will hold on to is if they put certain guardrails in place, and I could see those guardrails in place, like I could set a maximum spend or a minimum spend, I could get a notification whenever the AI decides something on my behalf and thinks that it makes sense. I could get a notification before I say yes, go ahead and buy. Or I could set certain things that, okay, yeah, you could buy these stuff because I'm okay with these because I'm always going to need it, and you could make the best decision for me because you might be able to see the price lower than you've ever seen it before, and it's only happening for like 1 minute, or it have only 25 coupon codes and you're able to use one of the 25 coupon codes. AI will just be way better at that than me. So if I have certain guardrails and I could set some parameters about how it works, I think it will be pretty useful, and you may just actually come out better because there's this theory, right, that people who want to rob you, if you put enough thought into it, you would be able to take advantage of their desire to rob you and rob them, right? Like there's that thought experiment. And let's say, for example, let me say Amazon, right? Amazon does do price gouging all the time, and you could actually get a better price for other things, or people who know the original price of something, and then when it have like a Black Friday deal and they realize they carry up the price and drop it back down, they know don't buy it at Black Friday time. I know buy it sometime during the course of the year, and you could monitor the price and you could use it for an apps and thing. So their intention is to try to rob you on Black Friday, but you smart enough to know don't buy it on Black Friday, buy it somewhere else. If this system is in place to have repetitive payments and cause people to lose money because of interest rates and them kind of thing, there's going to be a way for you to put some effort into it and put enough guardrails in place so that it could work for you. Because a credit card is intentionally made by default by a banking system to rob people. But I personally think I use my credit card pretty good and get lots of benefits out of it because of the amount of effort I was put into managing it. So I don't see it. Generally speaking, it's going to damage a lot of people. But if you kind of understand the concept of how AI works, you could use it for your betterment. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Akeem's still thinking hard. He like nah, but
you know, I say net. You know, we don't say net positive, net negative.
Yeah.
I don't know. They probably are net negative for me.
Real.
Nah, I net positive in it. I net positive in it. For people who understand the AI part of it and using AI as an assistant, you can get it to assist you.
If you're looking at same thing, net positive, net negative, how much people actually know AI does work and the benefit, and how much people.
All right, I am biased. I bias towards me because I want it. I bias. Yeah, generally speaking.
Out of the total number of people,
yes, they will get caught and they will
have credit cards. What percentage you think are credit card debt?
Like 95% of them.
Yeah,
almost everybody does be in credit card debt.
Yeah,
because once you do have your payment up, once you do have more money on your credit card, you are in debt.
Yeah.
But yeah. I understand what you're saying. Okay, it's net negative, but for me, I want it. Yeah, you just go with that. I go and find out more. Okay, I know I go and find out more about this because honestly, I don't think this will come to Trinidad and Tobago anytime. Our credit cards blacklisted in too many places.
Really?
It are real places that we can buy things. I want to. What's that?
Go ahead.
No, I want to buy a framework laptop. Framework is the repairable laptop now. Basically, it's a modular laptop, and you could just, when you need to make repairs, you just buy the module that you need, and you could fix it, and you could change out the whole motherboard and that kind of thing. I can't buy the framework laptop because my credit card is not a US card.
You attached a US address to it?
Yeah, I do that already. Yeah. But once it go into a freight forwarder, anyone in them places in Miami, they have all of them blacklisted. You can't ship it there. So you have to ship it to a actual person in the US, but you still have to use a credit card that was issued in the US for it. Because we blacklisted financially, plus they can't offer the warranty. But long story short, our credit cards ain't exactly good and get us soon.
Well, I might get it on.
When we say our credit cards, we say us regular folks who don't have US credit cards. Okay, all right, Hakeem. Okay, all right, yeah.
I'll let you know it took.
Talking about a US credit card. Yeah, I will message you after when you're traveling again. Might see if that framework laptop could slide in your suitcase. We'll see how it goes.
My card limit. Anyway, according to how much it is.
Money's not the problem.
No, I mean my card
Yeah, I know. I just played.
Yeah.
So talking about US money, let you talk about US.
Right now you're listening to Training TechCast, and more than likely you know that I love technology a lot. But more so, I love teaching technology. I'm a CSEC IT and CAPE Computer Science and IT teacher, and I have classes that are available. So if you know any student that's looking for quality CAPE Computer Science or CSEC IT classes, you can check us out 308-8799 on WhatsApp or makeitsimplett.com/register. You can get classes, notes, recordings, IA, SBA help, everything that you could think of. That will get you that one in CSEC IT. So you can check us out.
Alright, if I had to create a payment platform and call it PayQual, I probably won't be very happy with myself. I don't know who they like. I don't know if they wink and disable the ad blocker. Okay, cool. PayQual. Oh, it's QAL, not QUAL. I put QUAL. Alright, whatever.
PayQual.
We have another digital wallet in Trinidad and Tobago. It's PayQual, not Qual. Andrew Williams, Chief Executive Officer of Trinidad and Tobago-based mobile wallet PayQual, says he created a platform to help local businesses and owners navigate persistent foreign exchange constraints. If your app could solve foreign exchange problems, then we kind of have a bigger problem, because we think that the foreign exchange problem is the central bank's problem. But let's see what the article says. We're approaching this launch with a spirit of collaboration and transparency. We support responsible innovation and are committed to promoting financial inclusion and economic resilience. PayQual's initial features will include multi-currency digital wallets, including local currency and USDC, cross-border payments and settlements, peer-to-peer merchant payments, bank and crypto gateway integrations, and seamless on-off ramps. Williams noted that users can expect to benefit most from services such as making international payments in USD without traditional bank delays, receiving foreign funds quickly and securely, and peer-to-peer transfers, particularly valuable for small businesses and freelancers. I'll pause there. Still a lot more to read, but if nobody else could have solved this problem, how are they going to solve this problem?
Is crypto they're talking about? USDC?
Yeah, USDC, yeah. USDC stands for United States Dollars Crypto. Because when I saw the USDC, I wasn't too sure. I don't know, or is USD currency? What does it actually mean? What? Everybody on the air I know, except for DeepSeek. You use DeepSeek since
Nope.
I used it once.
See all else come against the Chinese.
No.
Don't say all not me. I good at everybody.
Ah. All right, Switzerland. USDC, it stands for USD coin, a type of cryptocurrency, yeah. So this is a crypto app.
Yeah, so
Yeah, it looks like it.
you still had the fundamental problem of who is going to be willing to take our Trinidad dollars and give us US dollars? The answer is probably nobody.
Okay, but who's going to be willing to take our Trinidad dollars and give us a USD coin? Somebody. But then when we get the coin, who gonna give us US
cash,
cash
fiat,
for that coin, for fiat for that coin, not a person.
So maybe, right? So the way they're probably doing this, and I just speculating, allegedly, all of that, is that they probably have USDC or whatever, like a reserve.
A reserve,
somewhere,
a pool,
and they're selling it for a high price, like 8 to 1 TT or something like that. And that's probably how you could go and buy it, I guess. Or if you get funds, so I don't know. That's just me speculating.
All right. So there's a sentence that we spoke. Sorry, first sentences. While PayQual has not yet officially launched, he said early interest has been very encouraging. Not encouraging me too much because it didn't launch yet, and it's using a platform that is somebody else's platform. So it wasn't actually built in Trinidad. It's okay, from what it looks like, Iron Dragon it is a crypto app. Right? That promises a lot, but may not always be able to deliver because the last mile of our crypto app is always the difficult part. Who is going to exchange real money for the crypto? And that's the hardest part to solve because everybody can have a lot of crypto in these virtual places, but either nobody accepts it as payment or you have to convert it to traditional money, whether it's any banking system or whether it's cash, in order to be able to use it. And what they're going to tell me is somebody going to,
If you look at the Instagram page, right?
From 2022 is the last time I saw them.
That's what things a while now.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking through it, and I'm like,
their first post was in 2017 on PayQual, about PayQual, so
it just seems off.
Yeah, it seems off, and it promising something which is Forex, ease up on Forex, or I remove all Forex rules, but it's not actually Forex traditional, what we know it as. I might end up getting a lot of money in USD coin, and nobody gonna receive it, nobody gonna change it, I can't go by the central bank and be like, hey, I have USDC, and they will laugh. They will have some concerns. Because it's like Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the most popular one. Bitcoin has the most places that will remit money for Bitcoin, and it still have people who have real money in Bitcoin, and they can't get anything for it because nobody.
They could give me it. I will give you something for it. I would give you something.
I know you'll give you something, but just using Bitcoin as an example, it's still hard for people to convert their Bitcoin to traditional funds. All that happening with Bitcoin, for the most part, is Bitcoin to Bitcoin transactions. So you could buy stuff, but once it's still in Bitcoin form. But if you want to say convert that to $100 bill, I think there's still a difficulty to get your Bitcoin to convert to money. One, because people are not willing to sell it because they think that eventually it'll be worth a lot of money. And two, the banking system struggling to adopt Bitcoin as real money, so they won't exchange their real money for the Bitcoin, because when they get the Bitcoin, they don't know what they could do with it, because one day it's worth $100 and one day it's worth $10. So if I go with my Bitcoin and tell you, okay, let me exchange this for $100, the bank will be taking a risk accepting that Bitcoin because they don't know if it's actually going to stay at $100 or if it's going to become $110 or 90 within the next day. There's no stability for them. And the same thing will happen with any coin, which is this USD coin.
The link in the Instagram page is just taking me to PayPal.
Not PayQual? Okay, you're joking, right?
No, paypal.com/ca/home.
That was weird though.
So I asked a question. How would you convert your TTD to USDC? And it's not straightforward.
Yeah.
Right? And converting USDC to USD, not really that straightforward for somebody in Trinidad.
Yeah.
So they had to be bridging a real big gap.
Dangerous gap. Because it sounded like it could be a FTX drama. The FTX promised a lot of people things with crypto because they promised them money, essentially. And the value of the crypto just dropped so fast that it's kind of like what will happen with an oil bank. If everybody tries to go to a bank and take out all their money right now, they won't be able to get it because our bank will never have that amount of money. Yeah, the same thing will happen with the coin.
Yeah, I mean, they say they closely working with central bank and other regulatory bodies. So I would say you could probably put some faith that if it's really something that's not 100% concrete, it won't meet it won't get approved.
Yeah. We'll see. Yeah. I mean, it has to happen sometime. It's just that every time it seems like it's going to happen, I just see roadblocks. I just see brick walls because USD is not. It just don't work that easy.
Yeah, like the fundamental problem is you have TT dollars. Even if you convert TT to crypto, that's real hard to do right now because all the crap that happened over the past few years with all the scams and whatever, right? A lot of the banks blacklist a lot of the crypto wallets and a lot of the apps where it would allow you to, pull funds off your credit card and deposit into the wallet. So it's real hard to convert TT to any kind of crypto right now. So how would you convert TT to USD?
Yep. Okay. Let's just move on now. Thanks. Thank you for coming. There's a reason why I didn't want to talk about this because it was just kind of weird. I want to talk about Grok though. Let's talk about Grok, and let's see if we could go into the internal processes of how a large language model is trained and maintained, because this is a clear use case of you can make the system say what you want it to say. So I will start with the article immediately. And yeah, what is? Who are microphone hissing? So somebody microphone hissing. Oh, it's we getting the AM radio vibe. All right. It's kind of sad that every time it has something with X or Tesla, they just put Elon Musk face. There are other people that run these places there, but they can't really get away from it. Elon Musk's artificial intelligence chatbot Grok has been repeatedly mentioning white genocide in South Africa in its responses to unrelated topics and telling users it was instructed by my creators to accept the genocide as real and radically motivated. Faced with queries on issues such as baseball, enterprise software, and building scaffolding, the chatbot offered false and misleading answers. And yeah, so what happened was there is a user in South Africa was doing something, and they realized that the children were giving out work for a particular assignment, and it was just talking about why genocide is not a real thing or some kind of thing like that. And the issue that happened is that one of the engineers told it to say that. Now, the engineer that told it to say that may have lost their job or something along that line within the period of time. But the problem is an engineer could tell the AI to say that. And that's the thing that matters the most. If an engineer could bypass all the security measures, all the change management to get the AI to start to speak a particular way, who's to say that it's not being done in all the others? And you could start to, I don't know, pay them to manipulate it.
Well,
That's the scary part.
Regulatory bodies.
Yeah, but what the regulatory bodies are cool, eh? But we have plenty of regulatory bodies in this world that do nothing.
Correct.
So what they're going on to regulate to change it?
Hopefully not letting companies like companies or malicious actors from spending money to sway a narrative for AI bots. But honestly, I feel like they're doing that already. Like this Elon situation is a good example of that. But they've been doing that, bro. Well, not Elon. This situation.
Watch the post on X, right? The X AI. We want to update you on an incident that happened with our Grok response bot on X yesterday. What happened? Approximately 3:15 a.m. an unauthorized modification was made to the Grok response bot prompt on X. This change, which directed Grok to provide a specific response on a political topic, violated XAI's internal policies and core values. We have concluded a thorough investigation and implemented measures to enhance Grok's transparency and reliability. What are we doing next? Starting now, we are publishing our Grok system prompts openly on GitHub. The public will be able to review them and give feedback to every prompt change that we make to Grok. We hope this can help strengthen our trust. Our existing code review process for prompt changes was circumvented in this incident. We will put in place additional checks and measures to ensure that ex-employees can modify the prompt without review. We're putting in place a 24/7 monitoring team to respond to incidents with Grok's answers that are not caught by automated systems, so we can respond faster if all other measures fail. So,
yeah, that person get fired.
Well, of course they get fired, right? But how they get to do it?
Well, the conspiracy theory in some of the comments is that it wasn't an employee. It was somebody whose name starts with an E and ends with a lunch.
Well, they ain't firing that one, but
it does seem like something he'd do.
The thing is, in their disclaimer, of course, their disclaimer is politically correct. There's probably a bigger story behind this. But they're going to publish their system prompt changes publicly on GitHub. So if we are a regulatory body should demand that, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. What else should they demand if you're trying to regulate how large language models are trained or guided? Because we'll end up with this problem again. If a human could do this, then a corrupt organization could do it, because all the corrupt organization has to do is to give the directives to the employees and tell them what to do and tell them, well, this is your job, this is what you have to do to get paid, sign this NDA, and this is how it works. That is one of the problems that they had with AI in Google in the early days, before ChatGPT and all that thing, when Google was doing all the AI stuff in 2016 and 17 and 18, it had some people that found that what they were doing was unethical, and they left the company, but they couldn't say anything because they made them sign an NDA about the research that they were doing and those sort of things. Now that There's Grok, there's ChatGPT, there's Gemini, there's DeepSeek, and there's a whole set of other LLMs. What could they do if you put on your tinfoil hat to make people believe or be swayed to a particular persuasion if there is a systematic directive? That's kind of concerning to me. It's kind of scary to me, because if we're gonna start to depend on it for so much different things, including managing your visa payments, I I don't want them to be able to subconsciously direct the world. But all I'm talking real plenty, but it kind of come. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, inherently, because it's a large language model and generally created by humans, it'll be up to the humans to put the guardrails in. So you would have stuff like this for one side and the other side. A couple years ago when Google started Gemini was doing things the opposite way. When I asked them to create certain things where let me say, create a picture of the Roman Empire that was putting people who were not Italians in the picture. So which means it had some biases in it to try and overly compensate and be inclusive. So it was there in one direction, it here in the other direction, and it's about trying to find the middle ground. Because it come back to the whole thing about when you look at fact checking and who's right, who's wrong, the moral behind things. At the end of the day, it's still gonna be some type of input from a human. And who's to say your facts is the facts that I accept or the truth that I accept? So it always gonna have some type of subjectivity in terms of what the truth is. There are some things that they would say that I don't agree with. Some things I agree with.
And based on the sources it takes. So, there's this, there's this website that some YouTubers advertise that it would give you the middle ground news. So say your newsfeed is mostly right wing, it'll show you some left wing articles as well. So depending on how the models are developed, they may swing one way or another. So they might pull references that swing one way or another. So like Akeem said, it'll inherently have its biases because it is generated by humans.
Okay. I appreciate your inputs, both of y'all. But what about the system? The system, the man, the Illuminati, whatever it is you want to call it. Right? If one of them systems, because here's my example. Wikipedia going through a little phase right now where the system is slowly trying to change Wikipedia articles and lean them a particular way and all them kind of things, because whoever controls the narrative controls the world. Whoever controls the information controls the world. I wanted to teach you about the Illuminati as far as we know, right? Now, if large language models going to become the source of most of our thought and thinking and information production, somebody sitting on right now plotting how they're going to control these things and how they're going to make it follow a particular narrative. And the fact that this happened on Grok, which is the most loose out of all of them in terms of, because it's Elon Musk is a ridiculously liberal guy. So he listen, Grok, we willing to try anything and we will allow whatever to happen. So let's say, for example, OpenAI has 10 checks and balances before something goes into the code base. Grok probably had 2. The supervisor and the manager. And the manager is Elon.
Exactly.
He'll be like, yeah, do it. If particular world power, whatever you want to call it, decides, yeah, let's figure out how much was the price of these people, because everybody have a price, and they put a price on it. Can a large language model be hijacked?
You see, I have a different take on these hypotheticals. I already think it being controlled.
Okay.
To some
All
degree. Everything being I'll probably have to get my tinfoil hat, but I think everything to some degree already being controlled. To some degree it already being controlled by somebody.
All right, I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you, because
there's no solution really. You know how the things go. And in the next 10, 15 years, the regulatory body who was supposed to see about it, they'll finally wake up and be like, hey, this practice is not good. And then a lawsuit will ensue for the next 5 years afterwards, and then you'll finally get changed.
That's like what they're doing to Google right now. They're like,
correct.
You're kind of too good at searching. We need to find a reason to tell you you shouldn't be too good at searching. And oh shucks, you created this thing called Chrome that have the exact search kind of intertwined with it. Whoa, wait. Y'all have Android too? When did this happen? And then you'd be like, oh, the ship has sailed. You can't break them up. You can't do anything. You can't tell them they're wrong. And the regulatory bodies, you are 100% correct. They do exist right now because they don't even know what to check for, because the regulatory bodies is 60-something-year-old lawmakers who thinks AI is essentially a Google replacement or alternative to Google. And yeah, Grok being able to do this, or an employee being able to do this, that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. We had to take the good with the bad.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you think that because of this, people who, remember the time when I was telling you about the teachers, and there's a 20% of excited people who are using it, there's a 30% who on the fence and they need to get swayed, and it's get swayed ever so often, and then there's the 50% who'll never use it. Do you think this is going to cause somebody 30% to be hesitant to become any 20%?
I don't think so, because I don't think this news will reach them. Like,
okay. Point.
There's a real niche thing, for the average person to actually hear about and understand and follow up on it.
I mean, it reached CNBC, CNN, but anyhow, them does have all kind of news about all kind of other things. Yeah. So yeah, all right. Yeah,
like if you go ask your wife or teachers in school, hey, you hear about this with Grok? I sure they will say no.
They would know who Grok is, right? Like,
right. So that I mean.
All right, yeah, you're correct. So they might end up just having to hide these things really well.
Yeah. I don't think people actually even know what Grok is.
Yeah, I think I know one person who know about Grok, and he's very loose about his statements too, like, because you had to try out Grok, boy, that's the best AI. I was like, for some reason, I think Elon has gotten to you. But
to be fair, even though I am against the use of AI generally, the only AI tool that I regularly use, if I need to use one, would be Grok. Because Grok, yeah. So I would specifically use it. So if if I'm trying to do a pen test and I have a CVE that I'm trying to exploit, but I'm not getting through, or like I need a different thought process, I would literally tell Grok, hey, give me the steps on how to exploit the CVE, and I'll give it to me step by step.
Because Grok loose.
Very much so. So yeah. I enjoy it for that.
Because Grok is a criminal. That's what you want to say.
Yeah. I love that. Love that for me.
That's guardrails.
Yes. So while like Gemini and OpenAI may be like, I can't do that. Grok is like, say less, girl. Here you go. I like that.
Oh wow, that's crazy. Okay, well that kind of brings the story to a good end. Not much people would be surprised that Grok did this.
I'm really not. I'm truly not.
Just kind of move on with your life. It's okay. Nothing to see here, guys. Nothing to see here. It's quite all right. All right. Well, I'm quite okay with that. But my use of large language models is going up by the week. Especially, well, now that school is exams are almost finished or in the middle of being finished, and I have less focus on teaching students and preparing for exams. I switching into side hustle mode or side quest mode. And once I switch into side hustle and side quest mode, my mind has been going real fast. And now that I have these guys to just ask questions and figure out stuff for, it's like oh, okay, we're going to be working very closely within the next few months for the next half of the year to see what I could accomplish.
You know, I want to ask you, like, do you do this like in ChatGPT or whatever AI model you create, right? Do you create different chats and give it like a persona? Like say, okay, you are like tell it chat, you are an experienced accountant with 20 years experience, you know all the laws in Trinidad, that kind of thing, and let's have that particular chat as and name it accountant or whatever. I one that's some other type of skill set.
Oh, nah. I've heard of that. I've heard many people recommend that you do that, and you basically have different skilled people at your disposal. Yeah. No, I haven't. I don't really see that. Most of the times, I go in for a proof of concept. So I'd be like, I am thinking about doing so, blah, blah, blah. And then we'll discuss the proof of concept, and then I'll just leave that there, and I probably won't go back to that. But to create a different persona, maybe it might be necessary very soon. But
I'm not sure if Gemini had this, but ChatGPT could create folders now. So like for that specific reason, you could create a folder, and within that folder with a
you could create new chats in between and sub double them and favorite them and all kind of different things.
And it's a memory and well that's not something.
Memory was there. And the deep reasoning one for Gemini now, I do something. I ask for a cost benefit analysis between two things. So if you see this thing do, it give me tables, it give me graphs, it give me references. It says, okay, this is my reasoning right now. Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, and in the end, it was like, now I don't want to tell you that this is the better option. However, you will have to do your own research. But based on what we have found from so sites, and we use these as reference points, I was like, oh, that was real good. Because it was to determine the differences between two systems to solve a problem for somebody. And I was like, wait. And worse yet, it was to check our website, right? Somebody wanted to migrate the website from WordPress to Squarespace. And I was like, yeah, you're probably thinking that Squarespace is nicer, but you'll still have to pay that premium model every month and all them subscription and all that kind of thing. But I was like, I'll still do it for you. And I asked for the cost benefit analysis and the kind of things that thing figure out.
So in the end, which WordPress was better?
WordPress was better.
Basis. Yeah.
The cost and flexibility. Yeah. And once you get to work, it will work. Whereas Squarespace could change the price on you at any point in time. And
the thing with WordPress is the maintenance.
Yeah. But the answer was real long and very well thought out. And you could see it was saying, I am thinking right now, give me a few minutes. Right now I'm working on this part, I'm working on that part. And I just watched that thing work for like 5 minutes. And in the end, it was a very, very thorough breakdown of everything, which was cool. Yeah, that we're using for plenty of proof of concept stuff to decide which side project I'm gonna try and knock off in 3 weeks. That takes like 6 months.
Yeah, I do something like that the other day too. Okay. I use it a lot for evaluation, like to evaluate what's the best platform to use. Like this what I need to do.
Yeah.
These are the features I need. I need this particular functionality or whatever and evaluate all the different platforms and let me know why, languages, whatever. It'll give you a nice detailed break.
Yeah. Absolutely necessary in life.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Great, wonderful, y'all. 1 minute, 1 hour and 10 minutes. That's the usual time when I have to decide. It's time to wrap up. So today we went through Visa and AI equals spend more. And it's a net negative, except for me who's fully biased and wants it because I think I could turn it into a net positive and I want to. PayQual. Let me just fix that there one time before I put the wrong thing up. And somebody is going to send us a DM and be like, you spell it wrong. I highly doubt it. But I press backspace on the wrong. It's real suck when you have multiple keyboards in front of you and I press the wrong keyboard. And then you don't know what happened on the other keyboard anymore. PayQual for USD payments. It's USDC payments, but I wouldn't change that. And Grok was set up by a human being to lie, and now we have the same amount of respect that we had for Grok before because Grok ain't really trying to be anybody's friend out here. Grok is Elon's child. Elon needs no friends. Kinda. Alright, that's it for today, y'all. We get a few 10,000 views on some of them TikToks on them, so if you see yourself on the internet, our Trini TechCast pages. At least once a week we get a couple 10,000s. Not a couple, one. I think we just about 5 shorts a week. Yeah, 5 shorts a week.
It wasn't nothing contentious.
Nothing contentious or political. The one with the lawyer, the one with the AI lawyer, I think that one did well. That pull out 10K. And can't remember the other one before that pulled 10K. But yeah, every week something like that. So you're famous because of Trini TechCast. TikTok famous, the most coveted thing in the world. Yeah. You can find me, I'm Andre Charles at Make It Simple TT on the interwebs and at Trini TechCast. You know us and you could listen and you could comment and all that good stuff. And co-host number 1.
Hakim there. You can find me at Trini TechCast as well.
Because net positive.
Sure.
Go ahead, Michaela. Sorry.
Hi. Hello, Noel.
You say hi, yes?
Hi in the outro. Hi, you can find me on Instagram at Kella_Noel. Maybe one day I'll join TikTok. Just a mark with comment.
Yeah, you like me with LinkedIn last year? No, I'm not. I went and I failed miserably.
That's alright. Use LinkedIn to map all the people's lives.
That real work to manage LinkedIn, boy. I not trying to get a job. That's
not really. I don't think.
What you mean not really?
Like I don't really go on LinkedIn that much. It's just
right. Yeah.
Or you doing it for like the podcast or for some or not just your personal.
No, well I created one for the company for Make It Simple TT, but I realized there's a lot of people posturing for jobs.
Oh.
And I thought it could be like a tech brand and go on LinkedIn, but it's really a lot of personal people who put what they do for a living and they make comments about certain things so that somebody might come and see them and hire them, or they could apply for a job or some kind of thing like that. Yeah. I don't think I'm in that pool of human beings.
LinkedIn is a whole different beast to it. It's different from the other platforms. People just be, I wouldn't say pretentious, but just be real proper. And the thing about LinkedIn too, like if I like something or comment on something, all my contacts will see that I like or comment on something, and then some people doesn't like to post on LinkedIn because they'll be like, my boss go see this or this one go see this. So it's a real
yeah.
kind of I don't know.
It's
McKenna,
like a corporate Facebook kind of structure thing
Yeah.
where, like, that office thing. Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I learned today that McKellar does work from home 3 days a week and 2 days, and I hate you, but
Yeah. Usually when you want that's how to go to work.
yeah, you driving 10,000 kilometers in a year and think that plenty. I doing that in a month. Like, I don't know. I just okay, not in a month, but
Living the life. After I did an internship in Chagonas, I said I'm gonna be working from home and I'm gonna be working from Port of Spain if I need to go into the office. Yeah. I put out my foot on that one.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Glad
I
to
used to
know
say-
that one of my students has, a favorable work-life balance.
Mm-hmm.
I told you, we gone there. Y'all have a good week, and we will be back next week with some tech stuff from Trinidad and Tobago. Hopefully, it's not a ridiculously political week again, but it had flooding, so I just bracing for it.
Had flooding?
Yeah.
It had flooding,
Okay.
yeah, boy.
Yellow alerts.
I know you're on yellow alert, but I didn't.
Yeah.
As well out of the
Yeah, it
news
had some
loop
videos with flooding,
this
but
week.
we'll stop talking now. Later.
Yeah.